Evans, and this is my Doctor Who DVD collection. Right, firstly, we've got An Unearthly Child, which was the very, very first story. Back in November 1963, that was broadcast. It was, for me, an okay story. Obviously, a person like me is not, I'm not used to watching things in black and white. So, I'll just warn you, it is in black and white. If you're not into them types of things, don't watch it. You know what I mean? But it is, I think it's a collectible item because it was the debut story. So, I would still buy it though, but you can only buy it as part of the beginning collection, um, which which contains 3 stories. So you can only buy it in England. So, but I would still buy it. Next is the Daleks. Obviously, the first appearance of the Doctor's enemies, the most renowned enemies, the Daleks. That was a really good story, a long story though, 7 parts. Um, but obviously the second part of the beginning box set. But still a really good story nonetheless. Third is the Edge of Destruction. The Edge of Destruction. This was kind of a slightly more complex story. It's just set entirely in the TARDIS. Just a 2-part story about the TARDIS malfunctioning and everything seems weird. You know what I mean? But it's a good story overall. Next is A Spearhead from Space. This is the third Doctor story. I've got none of the second Doctor ones, that's why I've skipped right to this one. So, this one was John Pertwee's first adventure. Spearhead from Space, the first appearance of the Autons. A really good story. It's but I would the first one in colour, and it's got some good parts in it, but it's you can get this in a box set as well with the Mannequin Mania one. But yeah, I would buy that one as well. Next is the Doctor Who box set, Beneath the Surface. This one contains the Silurians, the Sea Devils, and Warriors of the Deep. I really enjoyed this box set, especially the Sea Devils story. I like the Sea Devils; one of my favourite monsters. I would really buy that one as well. I'll give it about an 8 out of 10. So, I think you'd find it enjoyable. Some long stories in there, especially the Silurians one. That one's 7. But it's I would really buy that box set. Right. Next is Inferno. This was John Pertwee's last story of his first season. This one's where he goes back in time and gets lost in another dimension. It's a really good story. Also, it's a bit scary for younger children, but overall it is a very good story, a good way to finish off his first season. Next is the Time Warrior. This one was in John Pertwee's last season. It's the first appearance of the Sontarans. Well, one Sontaran anyway. It's another good story. First appearance of Sarah Jane Smith as well. It's got some good parts in it. And I would recommend buying that one as well. Next is the Sontaran Experiment. That one was Tom Baker's one of Tom Baker's stories, the Fourth Doctor in his first season. This one was another good story, The Return of the Sontarans. It was only 2 parts, so only a short story, but I would recommend buying that one. Next is Genesis of the Daleks. This one was rated as the #1 story of all time by many fans. For me, I didn't find it the #1 story of all time. It's not really one of my favourites. I'll give it really just an average rating. But I would still recommend buying it, if you like the Daleks and things like that. But I've got to admit though, it's still got some good parts in it. Buy that one. Next is the Deadly Assassin. This one was one of my favourite Tom Baker stories. The Return of the Master in his estimated form. It's a really good complex story. Some really good parts in it. Did get criticism for some violence within, but it was quite a good story. And that's part 1 of my DVD collection. So please feel free to comment and subscribe, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter.